After a week off, Chair Shot Reality is back here on WrestleZone.com. The summer continues back here at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar in Squirrel Hill, just outside of Pittsburgh. Josh Eisenberg, fresh back from Vegas. Justin LeBar.
How do I look, Justin?
You look and smell like Vegas.
I smell like Vegas. Is that a compliment?
Take it however you wish.
I'm going to take it as I wish.
We're continuing on here as the summer as we are approaching what we know is just going to be a historic week in WWE, and that, of course, is when SmackDown goes live, the brand extension, and that is the week that somewhere in that week, the 30-day suspension will end. For Roman Reigns, this past Tuesday, it was announced on WWE.com. Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days. First wellness policy violation. We don't know what he got popped for. They never reveal it. It could be anything from something he did maliciously, illegally, or it could be, as we've seen, Josh, that sometimes guys take fat burners, and there's ingredients in just a generic product you buy at GNC that sets the thing off. So it's not really worth speculating what he got suspended for. He got suspended. He owns it. It's 30 days. He's gone. The question now becomes, what does this mean for him? He obviously lost the title in Vegas. Clean
to Seth Rollins.
Which would make many believe that WWE was well aware.
I think WWE was well aware, and people would go and say, why would they make a triple threat match the next night? Well, because they know it's over 30 days before Battleground. And if you're going to promote a match, if you're going to promote a triple threat match, well, if you have the two guys who can talk so well on the mic and the one guy who's potentially getting suspended, who doesn't, you can take him off of TV. Think about this. Think about how much time he spent off at WrestleMania. Did that really hurt his match with Triple H? No, because you had the build of Triple H. You had the build the 2-3 weeks that he wasn't there. You didn't need him there. Now, I don't want Roman Reigns to be in that triple threat match at Battleground, but I think it's still going to take place. I would rather have that at SummerSlam. I think that's a bigger match, a bigger opportunity for all three guys to shine in Brooklyn compared to Battleground, wherever Battleground's at. I'm not even sure off the top of my head. Do you have any idea?
It's DC.
Oh, it's in DC. Okay. Well, I guess that's still a pretty good crowd. But when you think about it like this, Roman Reigns' suspension is going to hurt him. If there's anything that we've learned, suspensions can hurt people. And you say, oh, Randy Orton, he's been suspended multiple times. Well, he's just been suspended twice, but he's been a multiple-time world champion, and he was already established before that really slap on the wrist happened from him. So I don't compare Randy Orton to Roman Reigns. I compare Roman Reigns to a guy like Mr. Kennedy. You know, like he's a guy that, you know, he's a guy that was popular for a little bit of time, and albeit he was a world champion and Kennedy wasn't, I see Reigns as a guy that could potentially be hurt in this situation, especially since the crowd's going to listen to him and crowd's going to hear him, and he's going to get booed even more. So then you better make him the Ryan Braun steroids of wrestling. You know, anywhere he goes, he gets booed.
Well, I will agree with you on the point that while I was my initial reaction, if you watched 120 Sports or heard me on Tuesday, my initial reaction was, no, WWE had to just found this out, it had to be a wrinkle. But I've gotten to sit and think about this, and I think they in fact did know. I agree on that. And the fact that the triple threat's going to go on, I agree with you. This is a triple threat match you can go without Roman Reigns in the build. In addition to what you said about those guys being the talkers of the bunch, this conflict amongst the three has been around for 2 years. So it's not like it's a new story you need to get everybody, you know, everybody knows the conflict here. Here's why I disagree with you. I actually think this is going to be a blessing in disguise for Roman Reigns. Vince McMahon probably was pretty upset when he saw this. It's not what he wants. But everybody that works for Vince, i.e. the creative team, probably actually had a sigh of relief and slept a little bit better the few hours they do get to sleep, because it gets Roman Reigns off of TV. It lets things reset a little bit. And this is exactly. There is no the Roman Reigns being your top heroic babyface, that is done for now. You have no option, because if the portion of fans that already wanted to dislike him because they felt that he was force-fed and didn't belong in the situation, now you add in that he was world champion and got popped for a wellness policy violation. Now they have that to the arsenal. He is getting booed out the building. Embrace it. Let Roman Reigns return. His first TV back will be the pay-per-view. Let him return. Don't let him win the title, but let him return. Cut the promo saying, you know what? Everybody wants to see me fail. I owned up. I did my 30 days, and I'm still better than the rest of you.
Well, here's the thing with that, and I agree that you can spin it to Roman Reigns saying, I failed this. I don't think WWE will acknowledge it on television.
And they need to.
I agree.
You know
I agree 1,000%.
You know, this is the most. This is probably, quite honestly, and since they've had the wellness violation, yeah, we've seen Orton get suspended and such, but I can't recall that we've had a guy that is in such a precarious, an important position in his young career as
a polarizing position
as world champion get popped for a test. So if this is the most significant suspension, WWE needs to have the most significant response. If they can't go on their website and report it as if it's reality and then ignore reality on TV, and what are you going to do? Just not say his name for a month? Are you going to say he's injured? Are you going to say he's off doing PR work? No. Say that he got suspended. He's doing his 30 days, but he's going to be back in time for the match and let nature take its course.
And I think that's the best way to do that. I think you can have slight jabs from Rollins and Ambrose back and forth, bashing Reigns. And even Ambrose, to an extent, he'll be the guy that's, I'm the champion now, which I still haven't slept longer than 3 hours knowing that Dean freaking Ambrose is the champion, a guy that looks like my parking lot attendant when I come to Pittsburgh, when I come to the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. I throw keys, it looks like better than Dean Ambrose. Anyway, another story, another day. They have to take the natural road here, you're right. They have to at least acknowledge it on Monday, even a little bit of an acknowledgement saying, Roman Reigns is suspended for 30 days. He will be cleared and be able to compete at Battleground. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go into it. You don't need to say what's going on.
Don't act like don't act like the entire arena full.
But they never did it with other guys. That's why it bothers me.
No, you're exactly
Rey
right.
Mysterio, Randy Orton.
But this is the most
guys.
significant one right here. This is, considering the situation, this is the most the significant one.
I want them to cross that line here. I doubt that they will.
Well, Monday will be a very interesting Monday Night Raw, as we see, as it'll be the first live taping since the announcement. We got plenty more to talk about. We got a load of reality checks to dive into. We're going to talk about our latest reaction with how the John Cena versus the Club story is going, as well as who should be the GMs for Raw and SmackDown come July 19th when SmackDown goes live. Plenty more to come.